Hey there, ladies. This is Claire Luffman, Business Mentor, and thanks so much for requesting this free gift. We are going to talk about how to attract high-paying clients and have a streamlined, simplified, six-figure practice. And real quick, for those of you who don't know me, I'm just glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're listening. And the top left, that is me and my fabulous husband, Eric. We've been married for about 10 years, and that was a recent vacation to Jamaica to celebrate Eric's 40th birthday. And on the right-hand side, that is my son, Dylan, sweet, sweet Dylan. At the time of this recording, he's 8 years old in 3rd grade. And I obviously have this mentoring business. I work with a service-based woman entrepreneur, that individual who's trying to figure out how to package her time and her expertise to help folks solve problems. And most of my clients are mompreneurs, and they are trying to figure out how to build this highly profitable business around her values, around her family. So she does want a business that is highly profitable, yet super streamlined, super simplified. And on the bottom, you'll actually see our LLC is Luffman Enterprises. So we've got my mentoring business, and then we also have a brick and mortar family business. We just bought it in the middle of 2014, and it is a video game store, and we have video game birthday parties and track out camps. And what's been wonderful is actually seeing how applying what I know about a business to a brick and mortar, how phenomenal that is. And then yes, our marketing strategies for Gamesters is different than for my mentoring business, but the concept of how to grow and enjoy a six-figure business is absolutely the same. So let's dive on in. First of all, just want to let you know who this training is specifically for. And it is for that coach or the consultant or the mentor or the healer. And it is for that service-based woman entrepreneur who want to offer transformations, meaning that you want to help your clients by working with them for a month, for 3 months, for 6 months, whatever that looks like. You want to offer them a significant transformation, for them to be changed for the better as of working with you. So not just that they have information, but they've actually applied it, they've made changes, and they are just so grateful that you entered their life. And you're offering transformations around their money, around their business, around relationships, finding love, maybe even loving themselves, health, wellness, self-care, whatever that might be. And it's also for that woman entrepreneur who wants to have a simple, highly profitable business with a higher end offer, who again is about simplicity, about consistency. This is for you. What you're going to discover during this training video is why you don't have all the money and clients you want right at this very moment. We're also going to talk about how you can have your dream practice, the mechanics behind a six-figure practice, how to attract high-paying clients, and how to run your business like a well-oiled machine. So why don't you have what you want? Some of you might be thinking, well, I just don't have enough time, right? I got a full-time job, I'm a stay-at-home mom, I don't have enough resources to invest in my business, my clients aren't willing to pay, I don't like sales and marketing, I'm disorganized with my time. We might go on and on and on, but I'm to say that that's not why you don't have what you want. Lack of money or lack of clients is not a circumstance. Why you don't have what you want is in your mind. It's a result of your mindset. You are the reason for your results or lack of. And I can tell you that when I was starting my business, I never heard anything about, mindset and manifestation. And to be honest, it seems somewhat against my Christianity religion. But I'm here to say this is not like woo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Truly, 80 to 90% of your success is because of your mindset. Absolutely 100%. And when you are experiencing the results that you want in your business, like let's say right now you're like, oh my gosh, the most ideal clients are coming to me. They are fun to work with. I'm consistently getting these new clients to sign up. Like it's almost effortless, right? And the money is consistently pouring in. If you're at that place I bet you are consistently feeling feelings on the left-hand side here of complete faith that this is a done deal. You don't need to know how the heck it's going to happen or when, but you know this is just a done deal. You've got faith. You've got such gratitude. You know, you're optimistic. You're eager. You are so hopeful. You are content. However, if you have lack in your business, I bet you the majority of your energy, whether you know it or not, is focused on like overwhelm, doubt. Oh, can I really do this? Insecurity. I mean, who am I to do this? Gosh, people are going to think I'm I'm an imposter. Like, who are you to be doing this? Pessimistic. You're just seeing things. The glass is half empty instead of being full. Do you sense that? This is from a wonderful book. I'm going to give you the recommendation in a minute, but it's called, you see the bottom left hand here, Ask and It Is Given. Phenomenal book. Because if you believe, which I would think almost every person listening to this call, your mindset needs an overhaul. And it's so much easier than you probably think. Because truly, instead of this lack mentality, there is a limitless supply. There is, and I don't care what your niche is, I don't care if you're in the tiniest little town, there is a limitless supply of new clients, of people who want to support you in making your dream happen, in money, in abundance. There is a limitless supply. Maybe you don't believe that. It's a limitless supply. Where the limit comes in is our own self-imposed limits. Like, have you ever found yourself saying these types of things? Well, my clients won't pay for this. They don't have money. My clients won't invest in themselves. Or I don't like to sell. This whole sales and marketing thing feels icky. Who do I think I am anyway? Or are you worrying about what your current reality looks like? I just don't have enough money to pay the bills. Am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to have to go back and get a job, a job? I just need to learn more. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. I'm too disorganized, or whatever you can fill in the blank. I don't have enough time. I'm too overwhelmed. I'm too scattered. I'm floundering. If our efforts and our thoughts are focused here, that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to stay here. You're going to be stuck in the mud. We don't want to be on that right-hand side. We want to be on the left-hand side. And you can truly turn your focus and your emotions to the left-hand side here. Absolutely. It's, like I said, so much easier than you think. It's enjoyable. Oh my goodness. It truly is. So we need to get you out of the right-hand side, or else you're going to stay there in overwhelm, in falling short, in not getting where you want to go, in struggling. So we are not a victim of our money situation. We might feel like it is. Well, gosh, if my husband just, made more money, or if I wasn't a single mom, or whatever that might be. Rather, we are a partner in the process. We've got no one to blame but ourselves, not to beat ourselves up, but just to know this is going on in our mind, and more specifically in our subconscious mind. So let's just acknowledge it and know that there's a fun process to get us out of this. That will not go against whatever faith you have. It will not go against it. So maybe thinking, well, how is that? How do I become a partner in the process? Or how am I actually a victim of my money situation? Claire, you don't get it. You don't understand. You don't understand me. You don't understand that A, B, and C has happened, or that I'm experiencing B, C, and D. We all have stuff, but let's not be that victim. Let's be that victor. And why is this happening, and why are we not aware of it? Because it's all under the surface in our subconscious mind. That iceberg, that top, is what we say we want. We want a thriving business. We want to bring in $10,000 a month. We want this, we want that. However, our subconscious mind, our limiting beliefs are contrary. We might think, yeah, I want a $10,000 business, but we're in the back of our mind, we'd be thinking, oh gosh, well, how am I going to find those clients? Or, oh my gosh, I feel busy as it is. What is it going to be like when I've got this thriving practice? It's going to be less time away. Less time with my family, more time away. That's all conflicting. We say we want one thing, yet our thoughts, our beliefs, our deep-seated conversation is another thing. And the actions that we take and the results that we get is based on this below the surface, our subconscious mind, because it's going to believe whatever we say. If we say, oh my gosh, it's going to be more time away from my family, I'm overwhelmed as it is, what is it going to be like when I have a full practice? That's what we're going to stay in, overwhelmed. It cannot differentiate truth, fact from fiction. It's going to take it at surface level, or at surface value, face value, and it's going to give you exactly what it is that you're focusing on. And again, this might sound, do, but it's the truth. It's a universal truth, like I said, that will not go, it's not contrary to any faith out there. So it's all your subconscious mind. If you are convinced you're a failure, it will make sure you fail. If it receives conflicting data, which is true for most of us, we say we want one thing, but we've got these concerns and worries, and we focus on the lack and, oh my gosh, is this going to happen? And we're worried about it. It's going to produce conflicting results, so-so results at best. But if you're convinced it's a done deal, if you are convinced that you can do this, if you're convinced that you're great and can achieve anything, you will achieve anything. So that's why you don't have the money and the clients you want right now. But how can you? How can you have that dream practice so you can get what you want in business and in the rest of your life? Health and wellness, relationships. First is to know what you want and to dream a bigger dream. So many of us dream small. And we've got a vague dream, if that. Like, what is the end result? What is your business going to look like and feel like when you're like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is what I get to call my business. Like, this is phenomenal. But most of us don't know what that is in vivid detail. We don't even know the end result. We just know we want something better. We know we want more money, more clients. So it starts there, knowing what you want and dreaming a bigger dream. And secondly, it's believing that it's possible. So it's your mindset. And focusing on having the end result and checking in with your emotions. You say you want something in your business, but are the majority of your feelings on that right-hand side of that column, right? Of maybe moments of doubt and who am I? And oh my gosh, am I going to get this class filled? And are we there, or are we on the left-hand side? I will say, if you're not where you want in your business, your emotions are on that right-hand side. But again, we can quickly shift. We're human. It's not that we won't have a momentary lapse on the right-hand side, but it's where is the majority of your emotions focus, and how can you then reshift your thoughts from that right-hand side to the left-hand side, the left-hand side of faith and gratitude and contentment and belief and joy. And then last but not least, it's to act on opportunities that are presented to you. Take action on making your dream a reality. And where we might get stuck here is that maybe the opportunities that are presented to you to get that end result don't match the exact path that you thought in your mind. You thought there was one way. You thought that the money needed to come from, this way, or this program, or from this client, instead of being open to the other opportunities that are presented to you. So know what you want, believe it's possible, and act on those opportunities. So what do you want? I'd encourage you to pause and really even pause the video, or do this after, go to like a really comfy place. If it's the evening, grab a glass of wine and just dream. And ask yourself, if there were no limitations or negative consequences, What would your ideal, perfect, average workday look like a year from now? Remember, no limitations. Way too many of you might be constricted by the current realities. You know, well, I don't have extra time to work because I don't have someone to watch my children. Assume you had the perfect person to watch your children. You know, how many hours would you want them to watch your children? Are you working it up? Let me actually walk you through. So you're waking up on your most perfect, ideal, average day. This is like, again, if it was Groundhog's Day and you were to live this day over and over and over again, that you would be so happy with that. You'd be perfectly content. So what time are you waking up? And is the house quiet? Is it early morning? What's your morning success routine like? Before others might even wake up. And then what are you doing in the morning? And what time are you showing up to work? And where is that? Is it an office in your house? Is it a new office in your house, new and improved, or even a different location? For me, my perfect office, I love my office now, but I actually picture an office that's not built yet in our house. It's going to be like full of glass, overlooking the woods in the back of our house. Or are you physically going to an office? Do you have an office space, a dedicated office space? And what is it like during the day? How are you interacting with clients? Are they there in person? Are they over the phone? What type of clients? How does that all feel? So think through a perfect, ideal workday with no limitations, no negative consequences. What does that look like? And when are you wrapping up your day? And what are you doing in the evening? Where are you spending your time? Are you getting some alone time? Family dinner? Are you out meeting friends? And how are you recharging your bucket? And what are you doing in the evening? And what's sort of your bedtime success routine? And how are you feeling as you're drifting off to sleep? Ladies, get so clear on this. And then there's got to be a way that you see it and feel it over and over and over again, every single day. And you will quickly be focusing more on that left-hand side column where you're excited about the future. You're hopeful. You've got faith. That again, even don't worry about the how, the heck, or when. You have faith that it's a done deal. So know what you want and clear out the gunk. This is years and years of what we've heard from other people, experiences we've had. Gunk and gunk and gunk that's holding us down, that's keeping us in these limiting beliefs mentality. So something like how you start your day. I've got a morning routine that I am, just having quiet. Call it meditation, call it whatever. My prayer time with God. I call it my conversations with God, my journaling with God, my exercise, listening to my affirmations. I've got audio affirmations where I describe my perfect ideal day, what life's going to be like at the end of the year in my business and in my life. I record myself. I set it to music, and it's powerful. It's emotional. I can connect to it, and I listen to it over and over and over again. I listen to it every morning as part of my morning routine. There's got to be something like that is what it takes, ladies. It's these simple disciplines done consistently that are easy to do. I love my morning routine. Love it. It's easy to do, and it's easy not to do. It's just as easy to hit the snooze button, right? To sleep in later. But that's what it's about. It's these simple disciplines that are easy to do or easy not to do, but we choose to do them. And we do them consistently, even though you don't see instant results like the very first time you do it or that first week or that first month. It's doing it and doing it consistently, and then you open up the floodgates, truly. So I've got some recommendations for books to read to really go deeper into this concept, Because like I said, 80 to 90% of success is happening here. It's happening in our mind. It's happening in our subconscious mind. So read The Morning Miracle by Hal Elrod. Phenomenal book about what your morning success routine would be. And Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Phenomenal book. Phenomenal book. So read both of those. And let's now dive into the mechanics behind a six-figure practice. And I know this is what most people are always interested in, right? Just tell me how to market, how to find a new client, how do I do this thing? But it would not do you justice if I just gave you that information. If I didn't say, you can have the best mechanics in your business. You can have a profit funnel like the pros. If you don't believe it's a done deal. If you don't have your mindset straight, that's 80, like I said, 80, 90% of it. And then the mechanics of a business is 10 to 20%. We need it. Yeah, absolutely. We need to have the mechanics. We need to have a strong profit funnel up and running in our business. That's why I talk about the rest first. All right, so here is a profit funnel. Let me get my little pen here. This is a streamlined profit funnel that most women business owners do not have. Many don't have any of the three parts of a profit funnel, where some are just missing a couple of key components. But if we don't have all three, it is nearly impossible for the leads to flow through and for you to make money in your business. So it starts with having a way to attract your perfect ideal client into your funnel. So it's about knowing your ideal client, your message, having a marketing plan that you're doing consistently to attract them into your funnel. Then, once they're in your funnel, to have a keep in touch strategy. So many people don't have this. So they have a big old hole here, and they've been doing some marketing, but the folks fall out of the hole before they make their way down. You've been keeping in touch, you've been developing a relationship, increasing the know, like, and trust factor, and then you're converting these leads into clients, into what I call your irresistible offer. Something that your ideal client is like, really? You can help me with that? Fabulous, let's get started. And you convert them either through a sales page on your website or actually getting on the phone with them and having a sales conversation. This is a profit funnel. That's the mechanics of it. And then you also have the six-figure success habits, how you run your business, and the mindset. Do you believe that this is a done deal? So let's talk a bit about that. The top part of your profit funnel is your brand and your marketing message. So many people's brand and marketing message is watered down. It's not super compelling. So you need to be super clear about who you help and how you help them, and to know who you help inside and out. So you are speaking their language. You want someone to read your website and be like, oh my gosh, or read your newsletter and be like, it was like you were speaking to me. I love it when people say that. They're like, Claire, I felt like you were in my office. You were, over my shoulder. You knew exactly what I was thinking. And it's a compelling brand, and it's a brand that resonates with your ideal client. And that you're providing a service that the people are hungry for. Hungry for, okay? Not just what you know they need, but what are they asking for? Like when you describe what you offer, are people like, oh, that's interesting, or, so-and-so really needs your help. Or are they saying, oh my gosh, really? You can help me with that? Like, how does this work? How might it work for you and me to work together? And also the top part of your funnel, to know that even beyond your marketing, your clear message and brand, but that you are your brand. Are you a living, breathing example? Do they see you as your solution? Do they see your solution in you? Like if you're a health and wellness coach, are you a walking example of health? Are you energetic, positive, exuberant? If you're a massage therapist, are you zen and relaxed? If you're a business coach, is your business together? Do you demonstrate the success habits where people are like, oh my gosh, I want to run my business like you? Are you a relationship coach? And do you have these healthy relationships that you are demonstrating? and if some of you are like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not there yet, then that's okay, but get on that journey ASAP to be the living, breathing example. And then for those of you who are sort of still on the journey yourself, know that what a wonderful position you'll be in, because it'll be fresh in your mind. You'll have empathy for your folks, because the struggles that you're struggling with now or not too long ago, you'll be able to help your clients overcome. The other top part of your top of the funnel is your marketing plan. Working an authentic, consistent marketing plan. Way too many people do not have a marketing plan down on paper. They've given some really good thought. They're just a little bit over, doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that and just hoping it'll work. Have a plan and have it on paper. You have your ongoing marketing strategies blocked out on your calendar, and utilize those marketing strategies. I recommend just 3 core strategies, and you're doing them to the fullest, meaning you're crossing your T's and you're dotting your I's. You are wringing that marketing strategy for all it's worth. Don't spread yourself too thin. You don't need to be doing a whole bunch of marketing strategies. That's what way too many people are doing. They're spreading themselves too thin, so they're not doing things consistently. They're not experiencing the fruits of their labor. And then every 3 months or so, just relook at your marketing plan. What's working, what's not? Are you maximizing it to the fullest? How can you get better and better and better at your core marketing strategies? So many people want to know what those strategies should be, and it's not a one-size-fits-all. I can have 2 health coaches, and their 3 strategies might be very different. So their 3 strategies would be here, based on strategies that fit their personality, ones that just feel authentic to them, they're interested in, it goes along with their strengths, strategies that connect with their ideal client. So that those 2 health coaches I was talking about, their personality might be different, their ideal client might be different. Maybe one is all about losing weight for women that are in their 50s and 60s that just have that extra 5 to 20 pounds on it they just cannot get off. Well, that individual might be different from a health coach who focuses on brides to be that are wanting themselves and their bridal party, especially themselves, to look phenomenal in their dress and lose weight for that dress and look stunning in pictures. Now, how they're going to find and connect with that bride will be very different than how someone would connect with that 50 to 60-year-old woman who is looking to lose that weight. Okay. And third are strategies that you can commit to doing consistently. Consistency is king. Writing a blog post every now and then is not going to do you any good. Throwing up some social media posts every now and then is not going to do you any good. Doing a booth every now and then is not going to do you any good. I mean, a little bit, but for the effort you put in, you're not going to get that back in results unless you're doing it consistently. If you're going to work, let's say, that health coach for that bridal expo, that's part of her strategy. She works the bridal expos, and she's realized which bridal expos are best, and she's got it down pat. I mean, she's got a killer table. She's got a phenomenal giveaway. Everyone's wanting to enter it. She's got a phenomenal follow-up strategy. She's got packages built specifically around that bride, like rocket in your dress, for example, whatever. She has got it down pat. That's when marketing works. When she enjoys being at these bridal expos and interacting with the bride, it's a place she can not only meet her ideal client, but it's a place where her ideal client is open to hearing her message. She's going to that bridal expo to find out all the resources that are available to help her with her wedding. And if it's something that health coach is committed to doing and doing consistently and committed to getting so good at that process, like she could run that booth in her sleep. That's where it's about. So it's not about this health coach doing 50 zillion things. It's about doing a couple of marketing strategies and doing them consistently. Another thing with marketing is, and it gets along with that Venn diagram I was showing that it fits her personality, is that you most likely are pretty similar to your ideal client. generally speaking. Not always, but generally speaking. So you're a pretty good gauge. Like if a strategy feels icky to you, it most likely will feel icky to them. And if it feels icky to you, it's not going to be authentic. So if it feels icky to you, don't do it. I don't care what the experts tell you. Don't do it. Pick strategies that feel authentic to you, fit your personality, reach your ideal client, and you can do consistently. That's it, and then do it. So it's all about having a solid plan, a solid marketing plan, not built on fads, even though I know it's exciting and enticing and there's this new cool marketing strategy. Just stop. Don't worry about it. Work your plan. You have a solid plan and work your plan. So I'm not going to go in great depth in this, but this is how I encourage my clients to create a marketing plan. They want to meet lots and lots of whoever their ideal client character is. For me, my ideal client character is Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. She's a coach, specifically a health coach. She lives in a different state than me in Virginia. She's got 2 young kids. She's been helping clients get some results, and she's good at what she does. She loves what she does, but she's struggling with the whole business building thing. She's like, all right, Claire, I'm ready to ramp it up. I'm ready to get this thing going. I am ready. Show me how to do this. So that's my ideal client. So what are those 3 strategies? So for me, it'd be live networking, online networking, and content marketing. I give away content, such as what you all are listening to now. This is a free gift. It's content. It's part of my content marketing strategy. So then within each strategy, I think through, okay, if I'm live networking is going to be one of my core strategies, what are my 3 groups going to be? 3 groups I'm part of. Not necessarily needs to be 3. It could be 2, it could be 4. Really depends on how frequently they meet. But it just gives you an idea that if live networking groups was one of my core strategies, I don't think 1 is enough, generally speaking. I'm not casting my net wide enough. I also don't think to be part of 8 groups. I mean, 8 groups, how can you fully do that? I mean, how can you really get to know the women in that group, the men and women in that group? How can you have one-on-ones with them separate from the networking meeting? How are you going to have time for all of that plus everything else with your business? So it just gives you an idea. And then, so you have your 3 strategies, and then these are what's called your tactics. And then you figure out your ongoing marketing action items. All right, so what? Like, how are you going to make the most of that networking events? How frequently are you going to attend? How many one-on-ones are you going to have? What are you going to do different? Are you going to send guests a thank you card? Like, what are those things that you're going to do? And this is where the dollars are in these details. The dollars are in the finishing details, not simply doing the activity itself. So create a solid plan, not built on fads, and then put your marketing blinders on. Say no to the next shiny object syndrome. If someone's like, you really need to get on, let's say there's a new social media platform. Let's just call it, Women on the Go, and it's a new social media platform, and everyone's like, you got to get on that. Say, I'm good, thank you. I've got a plan, and I'm going to work my plan. You'll reassess your plan because you're going to want to see, working your plan, what results is it giving you? Because most likely about 20% of your marketing plan is giving you 80% of the results. And then you really get really good at that 20% and utilizing that to the fullest. So say no to the shiny object syndrome. Put your marketing blinders on and work your plan and work it consistently. All right, so that's how you're attracting people into the top part of your funnel. Now you've got the middle part of your funnel. So these people that you're meeting through networking, through me giving away this content, through working a booth like I was saying with the Bridal Expo, now how do you deepen that relationship, or what I like to call date your leads? Now you're dating them. Like when I go to a networking event and let's say I go to a group and I speak to that group. Well, there is a small percentage, maybe 5 to 10%, generally one person in that group that she's ready to get married right now. She's like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for a coach. You seem phenomenal. How does this work? How do we work together? But all the rest are not ready to get married yet. And that's the way relationships work. But I don't want to leave it there, meaning give that presentation and leave. Because they all have great intentions, right? They're thinking, oh, Claire was wonderful. I'm going to check out her website, maybe down the road, maybe, 3 months from now. And she's going to think she's going to get back in touch with me. But guess what? She won't. And when the time comes, she's going to meet another coach who happens to be giving a presentation to her group. And then she's ready to get married. So you don't want to lose out on that opportunity. So you want to date your list. So I always have a way with my marketing strategies to essentially ask permission to add them to my list, some way. So maybe, for example, that networking group that I spoke at, let's say there was 30 businesswomen there, I would be giving them something, generally sending them an information product. So I might say, you know, I've got a training video on how to market with ease and authenticity, and I would love to send it to you. So I'll pass around this little box, throw in your business card if you want me to send you that free gift. And also, I would love to stay in touch with you. And I even say the terminology. I would love to date you, if you will, if you'll have me, and come into your email inbox every Friday and give you tips and encouragement and support in growing a six-figure business. But if you're not interested in that, no worries at all. Just go ahead and put an X on your business card, on the back of your business card, and I know that you want this free gift, but I will not add you to my newsletter. Okay? So then what do? I date them. I have a consistent keep in touch strategy. And this is necessary, and I know many people are like, but still, you know, emails get lost, and there's so many emails and email overload, and you're right, that's true. But it is still the best way to stay front of mind. And there are additional keep in touch strategies that you could do, you know, with cards and with calls, but if you don't have a basic, consistent keep in touch email newsletter, you are missing out. Oh my gosh, you are missing out. So one thing I wanted to mention first too, I mentioned the networking event, but what I have here in the first bullet, autoresponders, what I call an NOI gift, a no obligation invitation gift. If on your website, if your website right now is not collecting leads for you, you're missing out on an opportunity, a huge opportunity, and you're most likely going to be working way too much for way too little. So there should be something on your website, some type of gift, something that they could instantly download that is irresistible to your ideal client, where they're like, yes, I want this, and here's my name and email address. And you have that all set up automatically with autoresponders, right? So you just do it once, and over and over and over again every day, it's able to collect leads. That's what we need. And it's what's called autoresponder, right? So they automatically get that gift, and there can even be a follow-up email automatically, maybe 5 days after they opt in for that gift, or 7 days. But beyond them initially getting onto your list, that's what I'm talking about with the keep in touch strategy. And don't get turned off by this concept. I mean, it doesn't need to be like everyone else's. It doesn't need to have all the bells and whistles. If you're a health coach, it could be as simple as every other week you're sending out a healthy recipe or a tip on how they can get exercise easy into their life. It doesn't need to have, 6 different sections, and oh my goodness, don't get overwhelmed. Consider your ideal client. Consider what you think they would prefer. What would they want to read? What are your preferences? What feels right for you? How can you repurpose content? My email newsletter is always what my blog post is. It's the same thing. I'm not writing new content. It's just the delivery is different. I'm getting into their email inbox instead of hoping they'll come to my website. And to watch my weekly video, they are clicking on the link and coming to my website then and watching it. So this is so important. And you know what? The concern about so much email, and again, you're right, but there is benefit in you sending that out, even if they don't read it, even if they don't even open it up. They saw Claire Luffman, Business Mentor, come across their email inbox, and it's just a friendly reminder, hey, I'm here. I'm here when you're ready to get your business, really going, when you're ready to go from struggling to 6 figures in 6 months or less. I'm here. I'm your woman. Don't forget about it. So that's what it does. That's what it does. And then, think about the format and the frequency. That's really going to allow you to more quickly build that know, like, and trust factor. So that's why I like audios and videos. First of all, because I prefer that personally to me sitting down and writing. I prefer just getting behind a video camera. But it also then adds an additional dimension to the written word when they can hear you or they can see you. But just pick a format, pick a frequency. I don't think once a month is generally enough. You don't need to do weekly, depending on your market. Every other week, 2 times a month. Simple. 2 recipes, do something. But get that up and running. And then the 80-20% rule, which means that 80% of the content in that, whatever that newsletter format is, should be all about giving tips, encouragement, resources to help your ideal client solve problems. 20% saying, hey, I'm here. Hey, I've got this to offer. Hey, we got this program starting. Okay, so that's important to remember, that 80-20 rule. Now, why this middle part of the funnel is so important? Because all of your marketing efforts that you've been going to these networking events and you've been speaking and you've been doing this or that, if you don't have this, like I said, there is this huge hole. And say bye-bye to all of your hard work up here. We want people to flush their way through to become a new client. Because like I said, only about 10%, if that, let's say 5, maybe 10, 5 to 10% of people through your marketing efforts, working your marketing plan, is going to be like, yep, I'm ready, great. 90% of the people want some dating. They want you to date them. They want to get to know, like, and trust you. They want the time to be right for them. So you're missing out on that huge opportunity. Oops. So the last part of the funnel is then converting these leads, these people that you've been dating, increasing the know, like, and trust factor, to become clients. So many people don't even know what that conversion mechanism is. Like, how are you going to convert someone to become a client? Is it just a simple referral? Is what you offer, does all it require is one of your current clients or past clients to tell their friends and family and that person's ready instantly? Is it a sales page? Is it something on your website where they read it and that sells them on you and they buy now? Does it require a conversation? Generally, if it's a higher priced item, it's going to require a conversation. And I'm not talking about giving your services away for free. I'm talking about you hopping on the phone and connecting with that individual, getting really clear where they're at, where they want to go, helping them see it's possible to bridge that gap, give them some things to consider. And if you believe your offer is the right offer to bridge that gap for them, you extend the offer. If not, it was just a wonderful conversation where you breathe belief into somebody, where they feel so much better after getting off that phone. And if it's requiring a conversation, way too many people are intimidated by that. It should be such a joy for you to have that conversation. But I know it's a huge paradigm shift, but a fun paradigm shift. Because if you don't have that conversion mechanism, it's not about, so many people are like, I just need to have more leads, have a larger list. But if you're given 5,000 new fabulous leads that are ideal leads right now, and I give you those names and email addresses, what are you going to do to convert them? You might be like, well, I'll send out an email. All right, that's not much of a conversion mechanism, so really giving that some thought. And also still talking about the bottom part of this funnel, remember we talked about that irresistible offer, and this is where so many people are falling short, is if your offer, if I went to someone's website, so many coaches and mentors and healers, I go to their website, and it's focused only on the logistics. You know, some quick details, and we're going to talk, you know, every other week for 75 minutes, and here's the price. Oh my gosh, that doesn't do any selling for you. Then they're just going to be deciding on whether to work with you based on price. You want to be focusing on the results, painting such a clear picture that you get them, that you know what they're struggling with now, you know where they want to go, and you're committed and confident you can get them there in the quickest, easiest way. So what are those significant, tangible results? And focusing less on the, the fluffier intangibles, even though those are important, super important. You know, they'll have increased confidence, they'll feel better about themselves. All of that is fabulous. But what are those results, those tangible, concrete results that they are so hungry for, they are ready to give you that credit card. If they're like, really, you can help me with that, let's do it. And the more significant results you can get your clients, the greatest transformation you can get them, the higher the investment will be to work with you, and the less number of new clients you even need to focus on. That's where we want to get to. So in a nutshell, you can get more clients by doing less, truly. You can get that profit funnel running like a well-oiled machine, and it's about focusing on attracting that ideal client and knowing that ideal client. Like for me, I said it's Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda, and I know her inside and out. I know what she's struggling with. I surround myself with her. I'm always asking, in situations where I just want to have a constant finger on her pulse. And I market to her this fictional Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda, who's sort of bits and pieces of different ideal clients that I've worked with in the past. that I'm like, all right, if my practice could be just full of this dream client, this ready to ramp it up Rhonda, I would be a happy woman. And then everything, my marketing plan is built around how to find more ready to ramp it up Rhondas. My sales pages, my website, my copy, my emails are written to ready to ramp it up Rhonda. And what I have here, A3, 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 a visual I want to give you is assume you've got a vending machine. We want to know what and consistently, what results do you want to come out of the bottom of that vending machine? Are you trying to get Oreos, which is A3, or B10? And once you know your ideal client so clearly, you almost get your business to the point where you're just repetitively doing what you're doing, and you're just naturally attracting more A3s, B10s, D2s, whatever that is, over and over and over again. So you have a plan and you work the plan to attract that ideal client. And remember how it's about doing less with marketing, but do that less more consistently. So just a couple of core strategies, but you do those more consistently. You don't have a break. You don't go quiet on those strategies. You keep doing them and you do them consistently. And then you make sure your marketing activities translate to your calendar so that time is blocked out. You're doing them consistently. And again, you're getting really clear on which of the 20% of these marketing activities are creating 80% of the results. Your new clients, where are they coming from? How did they hear about you? And don't ever go quiet on those strategies. Don't ever put those down and to say, well, I'm just too busy. Oh my gosh, don't put them down. You're stopping the flow in your business. And the last visual I want to leave you with marketing is, it says, don't let the boulder roll back down, roll back down the hill. Because this is what happens over and over and over again. When you start a new marketing strategy, like a new social media strategy, or you're going to start giving webinars, or you're going to work that booth at the Bridal Expo, it's a lot of work initially, right? You're putting everything together, you're figuring it out, you're learning, and whew, it's like you're pushing this boulder up this hill. And what happens is when we don't see instant results, we let that boulder, we just put it down and it rolls back down to where it started. So all of that effort and energy that we used to put the boulder up, we did not get to see the fruits of our labor. We didn't push it up enough and consistently enough for it to get to the top of the hill and start rolling down on its own quickly, getting speed where you're like, whee, oh my gosh, look at all this. Where are all these clients coming from? So don't be one that lets the boulder roll back down on the wrong side of the hill. Push it up enough so it goes over, and then it will, on its own speed and energy, roll down the hill. Whee! That's what we want. All right, so that's the mechanics behind a six-figure practice, is to have a simplified, streamlined profit funnel up and running, and all three components running on all cylinders. So how do you attract the higher paying clients, right? Those people that are willing and excited to hand over their credit card to pay you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. And I want to ask if you've got a negative money story, because if you do, it's going to keep you from attracting those ideal clients. And I did not realize until a year and a half ago that I had a negative money story, because I wouldn't have thought I had this poverty or lack mentality. I mean, we always had enough money. It was average American. We went on vacations. College was paid for. But I had a negative money story. Like, if I were to ask you, what do you think of wealth and abundance and rich people? When I went through an exercise a year and a half ago, when I wrote down, like, rich people, what came to me was, greedy, stingy, self-centered. I was like, what? Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I thought this. And I thought it was a little bit selfish of me for wanting the most in life, for abundance in every aspect of my life, financially, health-wise, abundance in my relationships, but especially around money. I didn't think it was as bad to want abundance in loving relationship with my husband and children and family and health, to feel my best. But I did when it came to money. And probably because some of the messages that I took, right, that money is the root of all evil, and the love of money where you focus there. So I really had to work on, oh my gosh, I don't think of rich people as greedy. I think of wealth now as having plenty to spare and share, peace, giving, generosity. That's what I see. Are there some people who have a lot of money who might be those things? Greedy, self-centered, yeah. Are there poor people who have some of the same things? Right, greedy. Yes. It wasn't, I just did not realize I had such a negative money story. So I've worked hard on that. And I have a complete paradigm shift, complete. Another thing sometimes with money, especially service-based providers, is we love helping people, right? We're like, oh, I just want to help. It's okay they don't have money. I just want to help them. I want to help everyone. I don't want to just help the people who have money. All right, if that's you, if you focus there and giving away your services and undervaluing what you have to offer, your business will remain on life support, just barely getting by, you know, like truly it's going to need life support. However, if you very quickly get your business off life support and get it from struggling to six figures, guess what? You will have plenty of resources and time to help, to provide, you know, scholarships or whatever you want to do to help folks who can't afford it. You will have that resource if you go that route versus staying where you're at now and doing that and giving the things away before your business is on life support. Then you'll never have the full resources and time and ability and peace to do all the giving that you want to do, because giving is a good thing. I feel like we're meant to do that. Being generous, having plenty to spare, and share. So, message to you. Put on your own oxygen mask before you go helping everyone else. And part of it's the money story, why you might not be attracting this high-paying client. And to shift gears so that you start attracting the high-paying client. Two books I recommend. One is The Abundance Book by John Randolph, and one is The Science to Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. Definitely check out those books and read them. And the other part of the high-paying clients, again, as we talked about before, is getting your energy and your focus and your thoughts. So your emotions are on this side of the column. It's about faith. It's a done deal. It's about love. It should be about grateful. It's about happiness. And not about, oh my gosh, doubt. Are people really going to pay this? Are they going to have the money? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Can I do this? I feel guilty for, you know, asking for this investment. So where are you at on that side of, are you over here on the left or on the right? Another part to attracting high-paying clients is it's just part of your journey. I mean, I'm not one to say, all right, you're just starting out, you want to make more money, just add a zero to what you were offering. You know, it was 100, so now ask for 1,000. I mean, part of it's your mindset, like we said, and part of it's just your journey and your experience level. You're just going to get better and better and better at helping your clients get a transformation and get it in the quickest, easiest way. I mean, my first year, when I think about what I was offering, it was only about $67 a month. And when I think about my time with them on the phone, it was about $50 an hour. My year two, it was about $697 to work with me for 6 months. And when I think about the one-on-one time, it's about $100 an hour. Year three, it was $3,000 to work with me for 6 months. And if I thought just based on the time of us on the phone, $200 an hour. And then starting March 1st, 2015, it's $5,000 to work with me for 6 months. And again, if I was purely looking at hours, it's $330 an hour. So part of it is that. It's your journey. And do I even flinch at $5,000 an hour? Excuse me. That'd be great. $5,000 an hour. $5,000 for 6 months of my mentoring, including my entire support team. So they have access to a virtual assistant, a web designer, an editor, and their business will be completely transformed in 6 months from struggling to 6 figures. Do I even flinch at that? No, I think it's such a no-brainer. Oh my goodness. Would I have flinched at that in year one. Yeah, and I didn't even have the ability. I was providing, trust me, phenomenal service. I mean, some of my clients from year one, they're still raving fans, and they got what they needed, but I was nowhere near at the level of where I'm at now and the transformation that I can get my clients now. So part of it is that. It's just your journey, and it's just your experience level, but you start somewhere. You start somewhere. And the most important, this almost trumps your experience level, and it sort of talks about what I was just mentioning, though. It's about giving them results. Your clients right now are at the base of a mountain, and it looks like Mount Everest to them. Whew, it does. They're struggling health-wise, relationship-wise. They are down and out. They're overwhelmed. They're stressed. Or their business is struggling, right? They're bringing in like $1,000 a month, and they want it to be $8,000 a month. They're barely having enough money to pay the bills. They're just confused. They're overwhelmed. They're here, and they want to get here. They want to stand on this big old mountain and look around and be like, with their arms up in the air, yes, I am here. And they want results. They don't want just information. They don't want to just be told what to do. They want someone to hold their hand and help them get results, changes. And what you're about is the bigger or greater these results that they are so hungry to solve right now. And you get them there in the quickest, easiest way. That's when you are able to charge a higher investment and them not even think twice about it. And it's about getting the results quickly. I mean, if you were to say, we can get you up to Mount Everest, it might take 2 months, or we can do it in a week. They're going to want to do it in a week. Or if you think about a broken arm, we're like, well, absolutely. We can get this completely healed. And it can either take 12 months or 2 months. Totally up to you. What do you think people want? So don't limit your thinking because everyone else is doing 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. It might actually take 3 months, 6 months, 12 months for you to get them up Mount Everest. So we're not doing a shortcut here. We just want to get them up that mountain in the quickest, easiest way, giving them and having them do no more and no less than they need to get the results that they are hungriest for. And when you figure out that transformation, you can get them, and you figure out through a process that is fun and where you will truly be known for your transformation. You got to think through, all right, I want to get them up this mountain, and how do I make it as easy and doable for them as possible? Well, one thing I love to ask my clients is if you are going to be walking people up this Mount Everest, but you're not going to get paid at the start of it. You're only going to get paid if and when you get them to Mount Everest. You're going to be a bit choosy about who you're willing to start taking that trek up the mountain with, who that ideal client needs to be for you to feel confident you can get them up Mount Everest. And you also want to think about that the changes we're having people make in their business, in their health, in their wellness, in their relationships, it's change. Change is uncomfortable, right? And we need to make changes sometimes before we see instant results. So you want them to keep going up that trek, up the mountain, and feel encouraged. So we got to be thinking about, how do I make it as easy and doable for them as possible? What other tips and tools and resources? Healthy recipes or shopping plans. Or do I come over their house and we clear out their pantry? Or for me, like I mentioned, knowing that having access to a team, that's part of the solution. A virtual assistant, a web designer. That be thinking outside the box and how you can get them there, because you don't want them going up half the mountain and then running for the hills and not wanting to finish your protocol or program, because that's going to do them no good and it's going to do you no good. You're going to have a thriving practice when you start getting people up that mountain and they were blown away by that VIP experience from beginning to end, and how when they look back, they're at the top of the mountain, they look back and they're like, I cannot even believe I was down there and you helped me get here. And they're going to shout from the rooftop or the mountaintop, oh my gosh, you got to work with Claire, or you've got to work with Helen, or you've got to work with Jane. Your practice is going to be full. So we want to figure out how to get them up that mountain. And it's less about information, it's more about getting them into action and supporting them in making that action. So your way to high-paying clients is your mindset, clearing out that gunk, any limiting beliefs you have around money and wealth. It's around your experience and your journey. So the sooner you can get people that transformation the quickest, easiest way. And it's about the results you get them, the experience you give them, and getting so clear on that and so tangible and making sure it's directly aligned with the results they're hungry to get. So that's when you have a streamlined profit funnel, right? And you're working folks through it, and you're working folks through it that are wanting this high-end offer, and it's just happening, and it's happening consistently. So it's not this, and it's a simple model, right? You have that signature offer that you are so known for, and you get so good at it. So it's not this feast or famine. It's consistently happening in your business. So last but not least, we talked about how to attract that high-paying client. And when we have this business and the six-figure practice, we want it to run like a well-oiled machine. Remember, I'm all about streamlining and simplifying the heck out of your business. So it's all about how we manage our stuff, our time in our calendar, our stuff like our overflowing email inboxes and papers we're gathering, our finances, and those repetitive tasks or the processes within our business. So your time in your calendar, it's about having an ideal schedule and knowing what that is, knowing that you're in the driver's seat, so it is your ideal schedule. It's about having what I call a weekly sanity meeting. For me, it's Monday mornings from 9 to 11, and it's when I get sane. Or if I don't have it, I feel less sane. It's about getting current. It's about getting my email inbox down to 0. It's about wrapping things up from last week. It's about processing maybe any miscellaneous papers on my desk, business cards I collected. It's just about getting current and feeling prepared for what I've got going on in my calendar in the next week or two. And it's about getting really good about having a routine to the day where you're working on those most important things that are moving your business forward first versus what seems more urgent, right? The new emails you've received or Facebook notifications. It's about getting those most important things done first and then focusing on the most urgent, because the most urgent things are going to happen anyway. And if we dive right in there, the most important things that are not urgent but are critical to getting your business where you want it to go, it's just going to keep getting pushed on the back burner. A lot of that is like finding new clients, marketing, those types of things. All right, our stuff. So again, we want to get really good and have a process for managing our emails, getting them down to 0. So I want to get my emails down to 0 at least once a week, if not more. So that happens during my sanity meetings. It's about processing my emails a couple times a day, about 2 times a day that I'm going to be in there, and I'm going to clear my email inbox down. And it's about getting current, all right, on our stuff, and like I mentioned, processing your stuff. And again, I do that during my weekly sanity meeting because I am not the neatest person, but I always find myself, I feel like I'm the most organized, sloppy person ever. So whatever I do randomly collect, I'm just throwing it into a physical inbox, and then I'm going to process that during my weekly sanity meeting, and it works. And then your finances. Having a weekly finance meeting, whether you're the bookkeeper or someone else is doing the books. And I love this book. Go out and get it. It's called Profit First. It will transform the way you or your bookkeeper is managing your books. And so you can keep profiting not only your own paycheck, but a separate what's called a profit, which is going to be more like your splurge fund, more and more every single month. Every single month. And it's by Mike Michalowicz. Profit First, so go ahead and get that. And then our repetitive tasks. When we don't do this, and it doesn't take long to do this, but most people don't, so they feel like they're reinventing the wheel each time, and it's taking them way too long to do things that they're doing repetitively, you know, like doing a blog post or sending out an email newsletter or working out booths or whatever. Capture your processes, and then analyze them. See how you can streamline them. See how you can automate and outsource them, and just create them on a Word document. But that's absolutely critical. And another way that I see how I can streamline and simplify my business is every 3 months I sit down and I brainstorm about sort of the current state of my business. And from this brainstorming activity, I create what's called my 3-month success plan, where I get clear on what to focus on the next 3 months. And I ask myself these 4 questions. First, I ask myself, where have I been procrastinating? What's been nagging at me? Any of those loose ends or unfinished loops, I jot down. Then I take a look at my sales and marketing funnel, my profiting funnel. I see maybe places that's non-existent or clogged or could just be working better. I mean, I have a full profit funnel up and running. It's working really well. But every 3 months, it can get better. It can be maximized more. It can be streamlined more. So I just take a look at my profit funnel and see where at the top part or the middle part or the bottom part it can use some tweaking. And then the third thing I say, is there any of my work habits that I've slipped on a bit that have been tripping me up? And without judgment, I just jot them down. Then I ask myself, where are any time and energy drains, or where are my systems broken? And if you're saying, oh gosh, there's got to be a better way to do this, guess what? There's a better way to do that. So just figure out your time and energy drains. And then from that brainstorming, I create my 3-month success plan. And I don't even call them goals anymore. I call them projects. Like from that content, it sort of rises to the top, the cream of the crop, the most important things. And I create about 4 to 6 projects on that 3-month success plan. And because I like things neat and clean, it's more like 6 each time. And I have about 2 a month that I focus on. And that makes it not as overwhelming. It's not like I'm focusing on 6 projects. Every month it's just those 2 projects. And I say, okay, now what? Now what? What can I do to move these projects to completion? So hopefully what you did discover was that you can have all the money and clients you want right now. You can have your dream practice. You can have a 6-figure practice. You can easily attract high-paying clients. And you can run your business like a well-oiled machine. I most likely don't even know you, but I believe in you. And I tell my clients that I'm like, I can believe in you to success. However, along that journey, I need to make sure their belief in themselves matches my belief. But I know that the seed of desire for you to have this business wasn't planted for a fluke. It's not like God's messing with you and is like, oh yeah, you want that? Are you crazy? It's been planted because you can do it. Absolutely 100%. It's a done deal. But there's just some things to focus on, right? Clearing out the mental gunk, putting together a profit funnel, and creating these 6-figure success habits. So it's about the mechanics, the middle part of the funnel, and like I said, the success habits and the winning mindset. And the winning mindset is 80-90% of it. However, I know that what my ideal clients are asking for is not a winning mindset, even though that's what we will be talking about as well. They want a profit funnel. They want to know how to market, which marketing strategies, how to find more clients, right? That's what you're asking for. So that's what I give, and I give that the mindset and the streamlining the 6-figure success habits as part of my offer. So I just wanted to extend the opportunity to you. First of all, just thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your super busy day to watch this training video. And I would love to talk. I would love for you to go to talkwithclaire.com. Completely no obligation. We'll just hop on the phone and let's see where your business might be lacking this. What's keeping you stuck? Do you have a profit funnel? Where might your profit funnel be missing? And what might that piece of the profit funnel look like for your business? And what about your work habits and your mindset? So essentially, where are you at now and where do you want to go? And let's brainstorm ways to help you get there. So again, just go to talkwithclaire.com. There's no greater joy for me than to hop on the phone with another businesswoman and to breathe belief into you and to talk about what it is that you want and figure out ways to help you get there. So again, ladies, thank you so much for watching this. You have a great, great day, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.